Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back with another episode of Hearthstone. Our second episode in this recording run. Let me start off by asking you to turn off or whitelist me and any ad blockers you might have. That'll help me a lot. Last episode we did our arena run, got 2 victories, so we got 1 quest done. This episode we're going to do ranked runs between Paladin and Priest. And it's quite appropriate that we're going to do Paladin and Priest because Paladin is our Murlocs deck, and the arena run in the last episode was a Murlocs deck. So we've got all kinds of stuff ready to go. The YouTube Kids app just came out today and I'm playing with it, and it looks like it's a step in the right direction. Has some problems. First of all, to lock or unlock the settings, it is asking you just to type in the numbers that are written out as words. So it tells you the code written out as words and then shows you the numbers as they are in numerical symbols. So that's not a password. That is a intelligence test. And depending on the intelligence of a kid, once they get over that, they're going to get over that. So you've already set the bar very, very low for what kids this is really targeted to. And because you've set the bar that low, half the videos that it's suggesting on its front page feature are probably above that bar. I did find the wheels on the bus, but nothing seems to be playing through it. I don't know if they're trying to run this through some kind of censorship server that's going to watch the videos first and then make sure they're appropriate. But maybe, and that might be a good idea. That way it could beep or blur anything, but to do that automatically is a big amount of processing to do something like that. And if that is what they're doing, and that's why none of the videos seem to load for my phone, I don't, well, then you've got a problem. I've got one loading right now. It's been loading for at least a minute or two, far too long for any child's attention span before they would be frustrated and probably throwing a fit and probably crying. So that's strike 2 right there in the beginning. And then strike 3. Even though I appreciate this effort, they put a search bar in it. And you'd think, oh, search, that's fine. Of course you want a search bar. So what did I do? I typed my videos in. I just typed Rydo, R-Y-D-O. And what came up as one of the top 30 or 40 results was my Minecraft Building in Sky Factory Spotlight, which I recently released. Now there is nothing inherently that I recall offensive about that particular video, but I was never contacted about it. I was never asked to put a real age limit on it. So I put myself probably at PG-13, and so that's teens, that's not kids. If that's the terminology that they're following. And so that's the video, and it's still sitting here trying to load, and it's not loading. So the search bar searches all of YouTube with the appropriate searching on appropriate keywords. I could almost certainly get to something very, very inappropriate. Also, YouTube's whole system is flawed, and the back of the system needs to be upgraded. There is one checkbox, at least for me, that says click here if you want to age restrict it. And oh, by the way, if you age restrict it, you can't monetize it or have ads on it or make any money from it. So, A, my shows really don't need to be that age restricted, and B, I'm not gonna voluntarily age restrict things that don't need to be if I can't get the ads and the ad revenue from it. That doesn't make any sense at all. There needs to be TVY, TVY7, TVG, TVPG, TVPG13, TVR, TV, what is it, X? Is it X now? Or, no, it's TVM, for mature, or MA. It needs all of those things, and it needs all of the movie ones too, that way you can do that, and it needs all the check boxes so that you can do all of that, and then there needs to be no fear and no problem whatsoever about clicking those.
For justice.
So it can't be that if I go click PG-13 I can't get ad revenue. It can't even be that if I click it is TVMA, it has explicit nudity and sexual situations and extreme violence and gore, and I mean, if I just check every single box and it's a whole, and still monetization needs to be on there, or nobody is ever going to be motivated to self-report. There needs to be no correlation whatsoever. It should be just straight. This is for the YouTube Kids app only. We are just trying to get age appropriateness in there. Because most people, almost all creators, don't want to put something in front of the face of people that aren't their audience. It doesn't help anything in the engagement. The system is already set very well to the point where if people see your videos and they're not interested in your videos, that doesn't help me, it more hurts me. So I don't want to just cram my videos in front of people that don't have any interest. They'll just eventually block me or complain or put negative comments, downvote it. I want to reach the people who do want to see my channel.
Reporting for duty.
Job's done.
So, it's a good first step. What they have curated and ready to go as far as the top front stuff looks alright. There's some of the playlists are a little bit questionable. Looks like they put just playlists that said viral videos for kids, and I'm like, well, are you sure? Did you watch these videos? Are you making these playlists, YouTube Kids, or is this just you searched for the word kids and anything with the word kids in it got put in there? One of the wheels on the bus from just the front, because I can't get any of these videos to play, which is the #1 thing they have to fix. Just from that, one of the Wheels on the Bus videos looked like a bunch of teenagers singing the Wheels on the Bus and choreographing it and all of that. Maybe that's appropriate, maybe it's not. It wasn't a cartoon of the Wheels on the Bus like all the others, and so then when you start having a bunch of kids on there, teenagers, who knows what teenagers will do or say.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
For all I know, that could have been just a really mean parody of the Wheels on the Bus where they said really dirty things. Until I can actually watch a video, can't comment there. But it is in the right step. It is something that needs to happen.
Job's done.
Certainly. Man, if I could just get this guy down. I'm still ahead, but I'm gonna lose this race if I can't do something. I might as well talk about the games I'm going that will either be out by now or I'm going to be releasing a little bit. I'm a little pumped on that. Plague Inc. is you play as a plague, and a plague is one disease that affects a massive amount of people, and a epidemic is actually multiple plagues. So never an epidemic in Plague Inc. Maybe that will be the sequel if they ever wanted to make a sequel. Although they're really updating it. They did a weird update, which was a tie-in with the Planet of the Apes movie. So they made a plague where you controlled the monkey, a virus that controlled the monkeys and created the Planet of the Apes. Just kind of a funny, odd tie-in. Now that the movie is gone, that is going to be part of your game, and there's going to on the thing there's a button that says watch the trailer, watch this movie. So that possibly for all of forever they're going to be promoting this movie that's just going to get older and older. But you know, I bet a movie Hollywood company could throw a couple grand, maybe $1 million or $2 towards the creators of this game and say, let's do this cross promotion. He could take all that money, add a little bit of code, and then put the rest into a nice vacation. So I can't really blame him for selling out when it does add something to the game. It is another plague that is unique and different. It's not like it was slapped on there and is terrible. It's just as good as any of the other plagues and gives some more challenge. But you start off with either a bacteria or a virus. I think a bacteria. So the first plague is a bacteria, the second one's a virus, and then there are several others that you keep unlocking. And also on top of unlocking styles of possible plagues, you unlock abilities that improve your chances of success on the plagues. And your goal as the plague is to either infect or kill. Usually it's kill and wipe out all of the planet population, which is an unrealistic goal for a plague, because even if we got it down to a few thousand or 100,000 humans, the probability of them being able to survive from that point is very, very low.
Stand ready.
Particularly if they're spread out across the planet. But yep, it's a pretty tall order a lot of times. So many times I've played Plague Inc. and had just a few thousand, maybe 100, could be as low as one person survived, and you lose. It's a hard game over. But it gives you a score. And so this is you can look at it like a scientific experiment, or you can look at it as a pretty sadistic game, because you are playing this virus, this plague, trying to murder all of humanity. Now, it's not violent. All you see mostly is an overworld map, and you see the map get redder and redder as the plague moves from country to country and infects more and more. So it's not really violent, it's not really,
One shot.
it's more the concept of it is pretty sadistic, but...
In the light's name.
Come on.
My fate is sealed.
Job's done.
Alright. That worked pretty good. And so it is a strategy game. You have to strategize. It's a lot of clicking. It's figuring out which country you want to start it in. You get DNA throughout the game, and as you collect the DNA, you can use it to upgrade all of the abilities, or the infectiousness, or the severity, or the fatality. So what you want to usually do is get it to be as infectious as possible with no severity. Because if it's not a severe thing, if it's just something that has no symptoms, like in the real world, well, how would anybody know they were infected with a virus if it gave no symptoms? So you want to get everybody infected as fast as possible and have 100% infected, then start cranking up the severity and the fatality, mostly the fatality, so it kills everybody. So it is possible to get everybody infected, have nobody ever discover it,
Cleanse the Sunwell.
crank up the fatality and kill everybody very fast before anybody discovers it. And it'd just be like, nobody even knows what happened there. So that's typically the strategy you want to go after. Let's see.
Job's done.
And so I'm going to, in my series, play through one game each episode of Plague Inc. And that should be a big chunk of episodes, and then hopefully we'll unlock everything. We won't hit a plateau. I don't know why I would hit a plateau, really, on that one. I suppose it's possible. Let's see. I want to heal this guy. I want... Let's go ahead and put this guy out. Let's go ahead and put this guy out.
Job's done.
I guess that'll work. And that's just the game. So once we get everything unlocked and doing it on easy mode, probably we'll do just the one last run on that, and from that'll be the end of Plague Inc. several months from whenever I start recording it. Now the other game, that is at least in some of its themes, a little bit more mature game. So it makes sense that that replaces Isaac in my world. Since all the episodes are being released at noon now, it's not like there's different time slots.
Behold,
I don't think I would want to like release a prime time. We have one at 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the evening, or put the Binding of Isaac, Plague Inc. type style games I don't think I'd particularly want those
My shield.
later. Maybe people will give me comments and say, yes, do please release those at a later time. But I don't think so. But that's kind of my thought, is that one of the series will always be falling onto of the more mature thing. And so the other series that is replacing FTL, which was not that mature, oh, that's terrible. That's just darn right terrible. Will be Bastion. And Bastion is a more story-based. You can pick levels and you can do bonus levels and all of that, but
I must consider.
when all is said and done, Bastion will just be one run through it, and then actually there's a reason to do a second run. It even gives you a new game plus, I believe. So it'll just be 2 runs through it, and those episodes probably going to be shorter, which is fine. But it's going to be released daily, and from that point we'll move on to another game after the 2 runs. There's not much, if anything,
fight with honor.
that can be that can be gained from continuing to play Bastion. So this will be probably the first story-based or more story-oriented game that's just going to be a series, and we may do more of that as we progress on.
Job's done.
Probably not though, because I have in my mind the game that I'll probably play after Bastion, and it's another roguelike game.
Job's done.
Which, you know, having 2 roguelike games is probably a bad idea. I probably need to have 1 card game, 1 roguelike game or something else, and then 1 story-based game. Always. But it just all kind of depends. Depends on if I can get permission to stream them. It depends on if I can get new games. Those new games are starting to come out, and I would like to play them. I could easily put a series on the back burner if I got a new game, but I probably wouldn't. Probably new games are going to be just extra. Even though we're doing 3 daily releases, the new games are almost certainly going to be extra, because it makes a what am I trying to say? It makes more sense to get as many episodes out as fast as possible on new games. Even if I did do a daily release, I still kind of want them out as fast as possible. Maybe I would, instead of deluging people with 30, 40 episodes in one day, maybe I'd do an episode in the morning, an episode in the evening, do 2 a day, try and get the whole situation improved a little bit. I get the whole series out faster, but I still don't even really buy into that, because if I can be the very first, or one of the very first people to release a new game, in my mind at least, that means that more people will see my videos when they're searching for this new game on YouTube versus other people's videos. So it's kind of this race.
played.
Got him down to 15 on the 5th turn, so it's not like it's... Oh, that's a pretty good card combination. It's a shame, I was hoping that Kel'Thuzad would be able to come out.
Reporting for duty. For justice.
Job's done.
Got him down to 11. I think we've pretty much got this. One more turn gets me another one of these guys. Next turn after that, Kel'Thuzad.
For the king!
We play this, this,
Reporting for duty.
this,
The battle.
this, and let's see.
For justice!
Let's just hit the face.
Job's done.
I got him down to 6. He hasn't been playing his armor very well.
Defensive systems online.
It really doesn't matter what he plays. Been having a pretty good run here. Alright. So let's start with this. No more of his guy. Oops.
Reporting for
Job's
duty.
done.
I screwed that up. I screwed that up bad. Could he have done not, let's see, 7 damage? Yeah. He could have done 7 of my 8 health right there. But maybe I didn't screw up. Maybe I've played a better strategy than I realized.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Job's done.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, that was dumb. I should just hit the face. Next turn I could have taken him out. Oh, now he's back up to basically 13 health. I don't think there's any card that will dissolve your shield. Maybe there should be like a special ooze that would dissolve your shield. Very, very focused on getting rid of my...
Reporting for duty. The battle.
Job's done.
So I'm got 7. I can take him out in 2 turns if he can't summon anything. But he's got 2 cards. I have a hard time believing he really can't do anything at all with 2 cards. But apparently he can't. Whatever.
Shields up. Red alert.
Reporting for duty. The battle.
I don't know if I played right when I messed up with the Kel'Thuzad or not. Should have enough this turn to kill him, unless he can get something with taunt out there. Well, maybe that'll help. What are those 2 cards? I always wonder this. What are the cards in your hand if you can't play it? You have seen me play every single card in my hand, almost always. If there's a card in my deck I can't play, it should not be in my deck. It's just that simple. Maybe I can't play it as well as one might or should be able to.
I have too many minions.
To battle!
So I've screwed myself up a little bit here by filling up my deck with some pretty
To
low
battle!
attack minions.
To battle!
But I still think we're gonna get this next turn. There's nothing higher than a 3/4 on our deck right now. 3 of them are 1/1s. This really goes to show the flaw of just Silverhand recruits by themselves. Now if I had Quartermaster out here and I could bring these guys up to 5/5s, or whatever that card was that would bring all Silverhand recruits but up to like 5/5s or something ridiculous like that. That would be really cool. That would be a like, defeat your enemy in one turn type attack. Well, he's not done anything so far.
Well played.
So that's 2 characters. That means at least in one turn he chose not to attack. Not to summon a character. I don't know why he would have chose that. That's just silly. Now that has to have been our 3rd game, doesn't it? Because we have gotten the 2 victories and we lost at least once. So, Hunter is what we're playing as now, and that, for reasons that aren't entirely obvious, reminds me that at this point I should have stopped giving cutesy titles to episodes of Hearthstone. If you've noticed that, that's just a new thing with the new series. I'm not doing titles anymore. I'll still do descriptions, but it's not worth my time to go back and listen to videos, try to pick out the one thing I said, which is what I've been doing. If you never caught on, I would listen to myself, and whatever thing I could take most out of context would have been the title. It's just not worth the time to do it. I can make more videos for you if I don't do things like that.
Job's done.
And so, new series won't have any titles at all, and Hearthstone won't have any titles anymore. The reason why that reminded me is choosing Hunter reminded me of that is because you are limited quite a lot to the title length of a YouTube video. And when you add 3 characters, so now I have to say Paladin, Priest, and Hunter ranked runs. The and Hunter ranked and Hunter part adds to the length of the title, and if I put a cutesy title, then I lose space for the description, which is what the saying who I'm playing as, and there's really not enough room for both of them. And that's another reason why I'm getting away from, I'm getting away from, I'm just not, straight up not doing it anymore. Often I would have to take titles and shorten them to not be exact quotes anymore, to be misquotes of myself, just to get it to fit, or to cut off the full amount of what I wanted to be in the statement.
I hunt alone.
So if I get 2 victories on the hunter, which is not likely, but if it happens, then we'll end this episode and I'll just not bother making a 3rd episode and risk falling behind yet again. I would send out random friend requests, but haven't got any friend requests yet. This is being recorded so far ahead that I don't. Let's see. I think I only announced 2 days ago, 2 episodes ago, that have been released that that I'm accepting
My shield
mail.net.
for Argus.
So in the real world time, as of recording, only 2 episodes have been out saying give me friend request. So that goes to show you how far ahead I am, and it also goes to show you that well, some other things too, I guess. Let's see if I attack this, and then let's put this, and then this. I have Feign Death ready to go.
I hunt alone.
So if I can get the other guy to die, that was Stalag. If I can get Fugan out here and play Feign Death, we will have Thaddeus. To get back to Bastion, Bastion is a, well, let's see. What is the most appropriate way of describing Bastion?
I hunt alone.
It's a top-down, dual joystick kind of shooter, but not really, because you fight with a hammer. Action adventure type game would be about maybe right. It has a very unique narration mechanic that we will be talking a lot about, because it was pretty breakthrough when it came out. There's a narrator who sits there and talks about what you're doing, and that's pretty breakthrough technology to allow a player to do multiple actions and then have a narrator recognize the actions that the player's taking and mention it, since the narrator is just a artificial intelligence. Oh, he's got this thing up to 44. Well, you know what? Kelpie's on. There you go.
Soldiers of the cold, obey the cold. Kel'Thuzad.
Well
Maybe I
played.
should have ended the series. This. There you go. That might be the most amount of damage I've ever taken at 43. 43 damage. Maybe I should have ended the series after I got the quest done, and then just had 3 episodes, 3 games for this episode. Then started the next episode and played this, and at most had 2 games, and then broken it up. Yeah, that probably would have been smarter. I will start doing that from now on. If in an episode I get my one quest done and there's no point in starting the next quest.
I must protect the one.
I guess,
Let the
but
hunt
then
begin.
the problem is nothing would be balanced. Let's say the next episode, I'm talking myself out of doing this idea right now. Let's say next episode we get into a terrible losing streak and we have to go 7 deep, 7 games in to get 2 victories. Does it make sense to have one episode be 3 games and then the next one be 7? It would be the same. It would be unbalanced for no real reason. We've gone through a lot of changes at the very beginning to figure out what the right average number of games per episode is, and we found the right average number of games is 5. So why would I want to change this yet again, or even think about changing it? I need to carve 5 games per episode into stone because it is the right number that works. Well, not always works. Sometimes I get in terrible losing streaks, and then it would be lots and lots of games. And cheating by starting a game on my tablet and then just not playing it and hoping the people will get frustrated and quit is not working as well as it used to. I think people have wised up to that and are willing nowadays just to sit there and let the timer run out and beat me. So I went through probably a couple dozen games like that where I was doing something else and I would just hit start new game, maybe this guy will disconnect, maybe this guy will get frustrated and quit. And became one of those people that everybody hates, including me. But it's not working. So after doing all of that for days and days and days and recording other games for other series, I got tired of recording and talking, so I took a break and played Hearthstone legitimately, and finally after several more games, like maybe 6 more games, I got the 2 victories I needed. But I really wanted that 100 gold. It was probably a dumb move to keep the 100 gold as a quest. I probably should have done something else. Alright.
Hit it very hard. I hunt alone.
Job's done.
Next turn I can play this guy. I guess I could have played this guy this turn. He gave him taunt. Taunt doesn't work as long as he's on stealth. Let's see. Your adjacent animals have +1. Your beasts have +1 attack. That was probably the wrong choice, but whatever.
I hunt alone.
Got this guy down to 9. It's 9 to 29. Feels like I might win this one. Oh, just had a real worrying thought. There is some music in freaking Bastion. That might be a problem. Let's see. I can hit him with this. Let's go ahead and hit this guy with this. And hit, let's see, this guy with this, which is a shame. And then go ahead and hit this guy with this, why not?
Move quickly.
So I have a 6-4 to 6-4. If he attacks, he will both die. But if he does that, all I need is to do 8 damage. How can I do 8 damage? Let's see. Let's start with this. Restore 8 health. No!
Snake. It has to be snake.
That is not what I wanted. So my hope... This guy has like 1 health. If I could take 1 health, then I could hit this guy for 9. A 9/9 with taunt. Thank you. Next turn, gonna probably lose. How could I turn it around? This is the puzzle. How could I turn this around? Let's see, we have this guy, and then we can do this guy,
My shield for Argus.
and then we can do this. And then we can do this for no reason. And that's it. Game over. He can just hit with a snake my board, and then, or you can use that guy. It's a pretty good turnaround for this guy. This guy. And we leveled up to level 30. Yay! So we get the Helmmaster in gold. Yay. I guess I'm kind of happy that we didn't get any victories there. Because that certainly gives me an excuse to record another episode, which I should do. If I don't record at least 3 episodes per every 3 days, or I try to keep it exactly at 3, then I will start backsliding a little bit, and then you would get episodes earlier, but then the chance of me not posting an episode one day gets higher. So I like having a reserve. So we're at 270 gold, and we wanted to be at 290, 300. When we get this quest done next episode, we will be at 310. At least. Possibly 320. So, yeah, we're slowly creeping up. It seems every recording session we go up about 10 gold. Which isn't too bad. I wish it was tons more, but it's not too bad. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask that you like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. Maybe fan fund if you really love me. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus or Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.